Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. This is a daily live stream that I put on every day of the week for the last 2 years. It's been a total of 25 months that I've been doing this live stream twice a day. This is my morning live stream, and it comes on at 10 o'clock Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock a.m., and on the weekend at 8 a.m. Now, I have my nighttime show that comes on at 7 p.m., and that's every day of the week. And I really am happy you found me on Facebook. That's where I have 7 rooms that tie into this live stream that I'm broadcasting live from Surf City, USA, south of Los Angeles, 3 blocks from the ocean. Now, this live stream is for the purpose of educating you to what I call the child protection system. Now, this is for educational purposes. This is not legal advice. I'm not an attorney or a lawyer. If you want to get legal advice, I have an attorney. His picture's up there on the right-hand screen. His name is Vincent W. Davis, and he's been fighting CPS for 40 years. He's a trial attorney. He's well schooled in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. He also is a civil rights attorney. He can file a lawsuit if your constitutional civil rights were violated. The number for his office is 888-888-6582. When you reach the law offices, tell reception that Bob Pace sent you. And if you talk to Mr. you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. Now, I have a banner that's below that tells you how you can talk to Vincent Davis. One, you can have a private text message with Mr. Davis. He can reply to you with an answer. He has a charge of only $10 to have a private text message. If you want to talk to him, he'll charge you $15. That's a chance for a private call from Mr. Davis. And if you want to be on his live stream for $25, you can be on his live show for 30 minutes with attorney Vincent Davis. You just send it via Cash App, Apple Pay, or Zelle at 310-308-7758. Now, I use the words CPS to mean all the government entities. In 1962, an act of Congress was directed to social services to form a group of social workers to protect our children from neglect and abuse. Some of the examples of neglect are not providing food or clothing or housing or taking a child to school. Those and no supervision. Those are neglect. Abuse can be physical abuse where corporate punishment is too excessive. You've hurt the child in your anger. Shaking a young child is wrong. Also, there is sexual abuse where you do inappropriate things with children that are only for adults. Further, there is psychological abuse where you torment a child with harsh words or torment their spirit. These children need to be protected. We are so late in life. We recognize our animals long before we recognize our children. There's a long history of child abuse in the United States. It goes back to early colonial times, the 1600s. It's divided in three parts in the history from early 1600s to 1875, from 1875 to 1962, and 1962 to the present. What has transpired, though, is that CPS has become corrupt. They've gotten so bad where they've lied and cheated children that weren't in danger and ruined families. They've misappropriated money, and 50% of the entities out there are corrupt. Why I know this? Because I've talked to 2,900 people from around the world of what CPS did to them, including myself. I'm a victim too. Shortly after I lost my job in 2010, I started getting some weird calls or people coming out to talk to me, but that my wife and I weren't taking care of our children. Now we have 6 children. 3 are our older group, which have families themselves. Our younger group, which are now 20, 23, and 25, they're the ones that were trafficked by CPS into foster care. They were alienated. They're still showing sufferers of what they did. In my case, which was in Orange County, California, they did me wrong. My children were not in danger. But what had happened that I did not know, that a reporter, a lay person reporter, who was my wife's father, husband, my wife's father, mother, 3 sisters, and a brother, would call in once a week and allege that we weren't taking care of our children. They wanted our children. As soon as they found I lost my job through no fault of my own, they did that. They never liked me from the very start. They never were supportive of their daughter. Her daughter came to me a long time ago, 33 years ago. Now, I have 43 years of marriage experience and helped raise 6 children. I, too, was a victim of CPS, where they railroaded me over there. And a lot of you are in the same boat. I want to give a warm welcome to Brown Recluse. His name is Savinia from Lexington, Kentucky. Shastavia. I'm in court right now sharing your information, so expect some calls. Well, I'm glad, Brown. I'm really glad. And I'd like to help you in Lexington, Kentucky. I have a good friend in Richmond, Kentucky, Faye, who's a loving mother who is so sick that she can't come on anymore on my show. She had been abused as a child and as a teenager. She had children of her own, and Richmond, Kentucky took her children, or have tried to take her second child. So I know how bad Kentucky is. From the governor down, I know where the corruption is. So I guess you're in court right now, and it must be really hard for what you're going through. Now, the child protection system has many different names. Like in my case, in Orange County, it's called the Child Protection Services. Next door in LA County, Los Angeles County, it's called the Department of Children and Family Services. In Prescott, Arizona, it's called the Department of Children's Services. And in Richmond, Kentucky, it's called the Cabinet. Whatever the names are in every county and every state. See, states have counties. California has 58 counties. North Carolina has 100 counties. Where every county there's a CPS, there's a child protection system that was set up by social services. But instead of helping out families, they take advantage of families that are low income that can't afford a real attorney. They make up stories and lies. They embezzle funds. There is a case in Richmond, Kentucky, where a social worker embezzled $400,000 of $1 million that's missing. They don't know where the other 600 million is. But the social worker's been charged with embezzling funds. Right now, there's an agency called the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, and I'll put their number and information at the end of my show. But they're a government entity that's investigating social services as I speak. They're also investigating the child protection system. And it should be investigated because the system is based on no board of directors or supervisors. People are helpless when they get caught up in the system because they don't know how to react or how they answer. A lot of mistakes are made in the very beginning. Mistakes like allowing the social service workers into your home or even the police into your home. Allow them to inspect your home. Allowing them to take your children with no cause of danger. They muscle their way into your home. They use the police as intimidation. The police are only supposed to protect the social workers, not carry out what the social workers are implementing. They're for protection only. Your home is your castle. If your drawbridge is up, your door is closed. No one can enter your home. It's your constitutional right to keep strangers out of your home. You don't answer the door. You tell your family not to answer the door. And if people do want to come over and visit, you have a special knock or a special ring on the doorbell, and you can allow them to know what the ring or the knock is. But when you open up the door, there are going to be 5 or 6 policemen with 3 or 4 social workers that want to intimidate you. There's only 3 ways they can enter that home. One is by your permission or permission from others. 2, if there's an ongoing dispute with children involved, where they're being hurt or they're screaming and yelling, they will enter the home. Will enter the home. And lastly, they need what's called a warrant. It's a legal document issued by the courts that says what they can do and not do, whether they can come into your home, whether you can talk to them, whether they can take your child. And you got to be careful because you have civil rights and constitutional rights. You're not prepared for this. This is a life skill that they didn't give to you. And I think life skills are far and few. I think we should be doing life skills every day that you're involved in school. Life skills are simple. In your early years, you should know about bullying. Bullying is a common practice by children, and it hurts. Bullying somebody is wrong. And I don't know, Brown, what your situation is in Lexington, Kentucky, but I feel for you, Brown. And I want to help you. I want to help all my listeners. I have 2,900 listeners, or people that come to my room and call me family, call me Uncle Bob. Because every day I come on twice a day. It's a hard thing to come on every day. I have family, I have events I have to reschedule around. But I also have a caring and loving heart that I don't want to see you guys do the same thing I have been through. I've been fighting for 15 years. And I've learned a lot that I can express and share with you all. I've helped out people with cases of what I call medical trafficking. It's where the CPS social workers hang out at urgent care of the emergency room and step in and try to take your child away. Or if you go to have a baby, they try to take your child away. They make assumptions, they jump to conclusions. And sadly, there's no control over these entities. We need a board of supervisors, somebody that can oversee them and watch them, how their money's spent. There's need to be accountability. Right now, there's none. It's a $1 trillion business. If they get a child adopted into foster care, the federal government pays the county agency $35,000 for adoption. If your child gets taken into custody, that's why they liked it, they get $20,000 to take care of that child. It may vary from county to county. I'm only familiar with LA County, Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside, so forth. I mean, I other day was speaking to someone from Daytona, Ohio. I think it was not Daytona, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. Person named Kay, very sweet lady that was being taken advantage of. You see, when you talk to social workers, that's a no-no. Is what you said will be held against you. You see, because of this reporting, either by lay people or professionals, when it comes in, CPS says you're guilty before you're proven guilty. And CPS's laws, and when I say CPS, I mean all the child protection systems, you're guilty till you're proven innocent. No other law is like that. You're innocent till you're proven guilty. But the social worker believes the layperson or the professional and proceeds to follow some remnants of a family reunification. You see, if a parent does wrong, um, if a parent does wrong, that behavior could be corrected. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. You know, life is very fragile. It's very short. We are what I call in a circle of life. Yes, I got the analogy from the king, where the father talks to his son about life. We're born in this world helpless. We leave this world helpless. The things that we accumulate, the things that we build, doesn't go with us. The circle life can be a short circle or a big circle, depending of what your choices are made. Now, being involved in CPS is really hard. You weren't born with a manual about it. I do try to help you. I do try to help you because I've developed 5 rules to live by when you're dealing with CPS. Yeah, we've had Brown in here, and I've been talking a little bit about the child protection system. Now, if you want to text a message, I put a banner up that tells you how to text a message. Please make a question or comment about CPS. Show your first name, your city or county, and your state. And if from outside the United States, show your country. Another thing you can do is be a guest on my live stream. All you need to do is pick one of my 14 live streams. Just say I want to be on Bob's Sunday morning show or Bob's Friday night show. My email's there, bobpace@vincentwdavis.com. Make sure to include your name, your phone number, and email. And I'll send it on to my show producer, Grace, who will send you a link to get on to my live stream. I've used StreamYard as my software that uses YouTube to transmit, but my setup of my room and everything is through StreamYard. The rules are simple. We respect one another. We don't talk about politics. There's no profanity, and we do not allow food be eaten or smoking. We do not allow the names of children, judges, or social workers to be used. So that's all it is to be a guest. I can take up 9 of you. I hope that you all become guests. Now I'd like to put my phone number up that you can call me. I'm at 626-698-0990. That's a private number on my phone. When you dial that number, you'll reach me live and we can talk about your case. I can only talk to you one at a time, though, on the phone. Being a guest, I can talk up to 9 of you at one time. 9 of you. Now, I hope Brown's case in Lexington, Kentucky will go well for him. I don't know what the problem is, but he says I expect some calls. Well, I've had calls, but not during my showtime. I can only answer my phone during my showtime. And some of you do call me 24/7. And at one time, I used to make a lot of phone calls, but right now, I've been told to hold off. Now, I know there may be a dead silence, and it's basically I like to wait for someone to either call in, text in, send a message, or ask me a question. Now, we have emojis that are given all the time. I thank you the thumbs up from Andre Nashbana. Thank you for the thumbs up. Now, I didn't mention this is an international live stream. We have 25 countries that have participated, starting with Indonesia, Bangladesh, and India. Then up to the Middle East, we have Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and then Libya. Then over to the continent of Africa. Hello, Daniel Watt. Daniel Watts from Georgia. So good to hear from you. I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. I'm talking about my international countries. We're up to 25. So in the continent of Africa, I have like Sudan, Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and the country of South Africa and its provinces. Then up to Europe, United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, Denmark, and Sweden. Then across the pond to North America, I have Canada in its provinces. I have in the United States, all 50 states either text in or called in about their situation. I even heard from Washington, D.C. Then south of the border, it's Mexico. Then further south in Central America, the newest country is Belize. I've heard from Belize. And then further south in South America, north of Brazil on the east coast is Grenada. Then we go across the South Pacific to New Zealand and the land down under Australia and its states. All 25 of these countries and 2,900 people have something in common. They ran into a bad CPS agency, a rogue one, which I call. You got to be careful. You do not want to speak to them. It's a yes no kind of answers. And right away, you need to seek an attorney that can protect you, that knows how to navigate through the system. If you choose to use a court appointed attorney, there's some risk you need to know. One, they're not your attorney. You didn't hire them. CPS is hoping you take them because they're controlled by CPS. Their goal is not to help defend you. Their goal is to get it over as quick as possible. The problem is their background is terrible. It's only in criminal law. It's not in juvenile law, family law, or dependency law. So at best, they're not going to help you. You got to push them and push them to make them work for you. Now, Daniel says, good to see you all. Awesome that show is getting out there. Yeah, I hope the show has been, Danielle. I mean, 25 months is a long time. That's over 2 years. 14 shows a week, week after week, month after month, year after year. But I care about everybody out there and I want to help them. I want to help them. I've had so many heartwarming stories where I have helped people. It does work by talking to me. I do help you. I do help you. So we have Daniel Watt in Georgia and Brown in Lexington, Kentucky. And Brown is in court right now and he expects some calls coming my way. Well, I'm still waiting for those calls. Nine nine zero zero one. Good morning, Christina Reynoso from Las Vegas, Nevada. Can you help Jessica Cox? She's looking for an attorney. Yeah, I can help. Is she on right now? I gave her the 888 number. Yeah, that's a good number. When she calls the reception, they can help her with their attorney. Um, that's good. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Christina. And if Jessica Cock wants to call in, hopefully she does. Hopefully she does. Now I have about 15 minutes before my live stream will be over. I only do an hour long on the live stream. Now on here, as I said, I've developed these rules, and one of them I was talking about was the attorney. You cannot fight CPS without an attorney. Trying to do it pro se, that means on your own, is very risky because you deal with a very corrupt agency that uses trickery, that lies, that is not honest, and is not there for family reunification or the best thing for parents. You see, family reunification is important. If the parents found there's faults with them, that behavior needs to be corrected. And it can be corrected through parenting classes and programs like drug rehab and domestic violence. Parents are an important part of children because they're the best parents, the biological parents, to raise the children. And it's really hard. When the children are stolen or trafficked into foster care. So what's new, Christina Reynosa? For people that don't know who Christina Reynosa is, she's a wonderful person that's helped me personally, that's helped out others get their children back. She knows how to prepare things. She's been very beneficial and she's been a part of my live stream. And I thank her for what she does. Now we have Daniel Watt, who used to be a co-host of mine that I miss out here. And I really hope your things are better with your son. She's trying to get custody of her son. She takes care of her brother. He's a special needs. She's trying to get guardianship of her son, who's 19 years old. Now, there's another acronym called the APS, which stands for the Adult Protection Services. It's a entity that's supposed to protect our children when they're still in the CPS system when they turn 18. If there's special needs, if there's special needs. If they don't need special needs at 18, they're cast outside to hopefully fend for themselves in the world. I hate to hear that because there's a lot of children out there that are wandering. Our children are most precious things. They're our future of our society. I mentioned earlier part of the circle of life. We as parents supposedly teach our child how to deal with life through life skills. They need to learn right from wrong. They need to know good manners. They need to know how to take care of themselves. Oh, when I say aged out, is that when someone turns 18, they become an adult. Unless they're in special needs, they're cast out aside. If they're still with special needs, the Adult Protection Services steps in and takes care of them. APS also takes care of our elderly people through elder abuse. So APS is another agency of CPS. CPS is for children, APS is for adults, 18 and older. Most of the time, they deal with older adults that are elders that are maybe not taken care of in rest homes, that are abused and so forth. Well, the reason why I brought that up is because I've had several people in here that have dealt with their parents. One was Bruce from North Carolina, who had his father. He was taking care of him. He got his Social Security checks. He was paying the bills and stuff. Then they stopped him doing that. Adult Protective Service stepped in, and he's being wrongfully accused of not taking care of his father. So I've had several people in this room talk about that. Daniel Watt, who used to be my co host, has a boy who's 19, and he was abused by CPS. They kept him in when he turned 18 and wouldn't release him. She had to fight to get him to come home. So that's who I'm talking about. Adult protection system. Does that make sense, Christina? I'm glad you asked the question. I'm so glad you asked the question, Christina. Oh dear. Hello, Samigi. Um, I don't know where you're from, but welcome. And you say you have a son and has forsaken you. That's terrible. How old is your son and what's happened? Christina says, sad with CPS. The court attorneys get away with closing a case if and when, especially without the emotional child who feels mentally strangled, having what they need to know about or having been able to work through by receiving psychological help instead of trafficking. I agree with you, Christina Reynosa. I agree with you. Um, it's 11 o'clock. I do need to shut down my live stream. Sigley, you just came in at 10:58. I'll be on again tonight at 7 p.m. And I'd love to help you. I love to help you, Smigley. I have no idea where you're from, but I love to help you and your son. And again, thank you, Christina Reynosa, for being a part of my live stream. It's always good to see you. And Daniel Watt, it's always good to see you again. I miss you as my co-host. I like to hear more and update about your son. And Brown, it's nice to meet you from Lexington, Kentucky. But I didn't get any calls. So anyway, I'm on again tonight at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. So please join me tonight at 7. And don't forget to stop fighting for your kids. You need to fight all the time. Now I'm going to take down my number and put up Doge. I mentioned to you earlier what Doge is all about. It's a government agency that is supposed to look into things. Oh dear. We got David at the last minute. Oh no. Yeah, David, good morning. Yeah, I'm just ending my show. So you called in at the least time. But anyway, I'm glad to hear from you. What's the latest?
Well, I'll tell you what's the latest. It's some more malarkey, but I'll make it real quick. And good morning to you and to all your listeners and followers.
Yeah.
They got a warrant and made me go provide a DNA swab yesterday.
Why do they need to get a warrant to provide a swab?
I don't know. They wanted me to provide a swab, but it's a tactic, from what I understand now. It's a tactic so that they can say that they have an ongoing investigation against me. So they're not compelled to release all the police reports that exonerate me and the forensic files that exonerate me.
Is that what Vincent? What did Vincent tell you?
It's along the same lines, because I talked to a couple friends of mine that are lawyers as well, and I talked to my private eye, and he just told me it's the last ditch effort. It's a stall tactic. It's an act of desperation so that they don't have to provide all the evidence that exonerates me during the trial. They can say that they have an ongoing investigation, so it compromises the investigation to release all the information that exonerates me.
Okay.
But David said that he was going to file some motions that will work to prevent that from happening. But he just said that it's a last ditch effort on their behalf.
Well, first of all
the information.
Yeah, the reason why you have a DNA swab required, you must have a criminal accusation against you. Do you have a criminal case?
Nope.
Then who asked for the swab? Because social services doesn't need a swab.
The Santa Maria Police Department.
Now, why did they ask for that? They must have a criminal allegations against you.
I don't know. I don't have anything. This happened back. This has been going on.
Okay, I had to do a DNA swab when I had criminal accusations against me. There has to be a criminal charge. They don't still out of the blue take a swab of somebody.
I don't have any charges.
Well, I talked to Vincent Davis about that. You need to stress that you have no charges. Why is the police department involved?
Because they say it's an active, ongoing investigation.
Okay, I know it may be.
Yeah. Right, but the reason why they did that is to prevent. Their whole thing is this, Bob. They know that I didn't do anything. They know they can't charge me with anything, but they can use this as a stalling tactic to prevent them from giving me the reports that exonerated me last year.
Why would that prevent you from the reports? It's public record. You can demand that.
No, they haven't. They've not released any of that information. They won't release it.
And what does
That's
Vincent,
what we've been fighting for in court.
what does he say?
Vincent said, well, we have to wait till the 5th to go in front of the judge so that he can bring all this up.
Oh boy, that's
My
terrible.
private eye told me the same thing. Yeah, my private eye told me the same thing too, because he's also a lawyer as well as a PI. He studied a lot, and he just told me it's a stop tactic. It's their last ditch effort to try to keep everything that exonerates me, keep me from getting it, so that I don't. Because remember, I subpoenaed the detective. This will protect the detectives from having to show up for the subpoena.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't want to. They already filed motions so that they don't have to appear. They're fighting it. They don't want to. They don't want to honor the subpoena. The same thing too for the investigator for the district attorney's office. She cut off all communication to Vincent Davis's office. She blocked the emails and everything. So her office filed a motion too for her not to have to appear for the subpoena. Everybody that can exonerate me, they're all doing everything so that they don't have to be there in court. You see? There is no justice in this country because they can manipulate the law to where it suits them because they know that this case is a sham. They know I'm going to win this case, so they're doing everything they can to prevent me from getting all the information that exonerates me. They're doing everything, and I guess they think that I have a lot of money because each time that Vincent comes down, it's over $2,000. And, it just extends the time that I don't get to see my daughter and extends the case. And maybe they're thinking I'm just going to give up too. They're running the clock on me, But I'm hoping that Mr. Davis, when he gets in front of the judge, he tells the judge, look at how they're manipulating this case.
Yeah.
From CPS to the district attorney's office to the police department. Yeah, this is not right at all. It's very obvious what they're doing.
Well, the crime that they're talking about is very serious crime, and people are really very, very
There, Bob?
Yeah, I am. I'm just trying to wrap up my show because over my time here.
Okay,
It's
Bob, I'll call you at another time. It's okay.
Well, no, please. I'm glad you called me, David. I remember seeing you on the other day. Please try to call me during my show. It'd be really, 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 really great there. I do want to thank you.
We're gonna call you tonight, okay?
Yeah, I will. I will.
All right, take care, Bob.
You take care, David. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Yep. Christina wrote at 11:06, sent twice after they received a lot of money by having me a ward of the court. I guess was placed twice in a home that did not have a bed for me. I did not consider rollway by the laundry space at the back door. Understand, Christina. Oh boy, I wish you'd said this earlier there. I agree, but I do have to go. So I'll be on again tonight at 7 p.m. There's a brief video at the end of my live stream. Please watch it. Have a great afternoon. This is Bob.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce him. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith